What is up, and I am Randy, and welcome to another deck profile. And today we're going to be updating Mayakashi's. First of all, I hope you all are staying safe, healthy, and washing your hands, and staying away from any situation that could expose you to what's going on in the world today. So, first, first and most, get out of that way. So, as in quarantine, let's just go right into the profile. So, of course, Mayakashi's really hasn't much changed, but because it's Mayakashi's. And plus, we got the new Link Monster. I just want to illustrate some new changes I've done. But first, Hajun. Hajun's insane. He's the starter for the deck. Like, he will, like, say him is. I say he is a one card, like, full combo for Mayakashi's. Like, it's insane. Of course, the main card you're going to be searching out with Hajun is Daki. Daki is probably the most broken tuner in the game, but because she's restricted to her archetype, it mellows her out. So every time a Mayakashi monster is special summoned from the extra deck while she's in the graveyard, you can special summon her. So, and it's not a once per turn, like it's bam, 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 bam. Then we have two Shafus. This is more or less an extender, a way to, say, recur your Mayakashis from the graveyard. I mean, he's good. I say he's good. I say both early and late game. It all really depends. And then, of course, we have the Ice Mayakashi. She's just another extender for it. And plus, she's an amazing card. So, first off, if you control a Mayakashi monster besides her, you can special summon her. While that's also while in the hand or graveyard. And then when she is summoned, you can send one zombie monster from your deck to your graveyard. So not only she can special summon herself, she can she can foolish burial a zombie right from your deck to the graveyard. So it sets up an insane amount of plays. Then of course, to run out the Mayakashis, we have one poisonous Mayakashi. He's just there. He's another tuner for the Mayakashi archetype as well. So he's just good. He comes up every once in a while, especially if he's in the graveyard. He can become a free special summon. So definitely really good, especially late game if it does start grinding down. That does it for the Mayakashis. Now we're going to do some more just generic zombie stuff. Two Shiranui Squire, and of course the Spectral Sword and Shade. Now, Squire in herself, she is a one card, say level 6 or 7 synchro, because she can special out a Shiranui right from the deck. So it's crazy. It just helps your synchro plays a lot more, and it makes say your synchros a lot more consistent. So definitely, I really like this engine. It really works out a lot. Then now we have the one Gozuki, and of course his brother, the 3 Mizuki. Nothing really much to say about these. Say Gozuki sets up your graveyard plays, and Mizuki is just crazy special summon from the graveyard type thing. It's insane. Standard zombie stuff. Then of course a little spice, Fraulein. Fraulein crazy because as soon as your opponent, let's say whenever a monster attacks, you can special summon from the deck, from your hand. So as soon as you attack, you can special summon her, get another body on board, just continue your plays, and then she's allowed to, and she become a really aggressive beater too. So really good. One Tatsu Necro, another just good generic zombie tuner, can synchro from the graveyard too. So it's pretty crazy. Of course, the Unizami to run off your just text of zombie support I have for the deck. Now more of the thing. 3 Ghost Spell and then 3 Ash. You can mix match whatever your locals looks like. Once all this is over, of course. I thought Ash just stops the generic deck search, and Ghost Spell stops the graveyard. So I figured just went generic on the hand traps. Of course, you can always mix it up how you like and how your playstyle is. Now for the spells, Mayakashi Return. It does everything. Like, it searches your cards. You can either add it from your send it from your deck to your hand, or you can add it send it from the deck to the graveyard. So whatever your situation is, Mayakashi Return is definitely an amazing card. Mayakashi Winter as well. Basically, you can recycle your Mayakashis. It gives all your Mayakashis your opponent controls. Lose 100 attack for each Mayakashi card with a different name in your graveyard. So it decreases their monsters, and also you can plus, well, not plus, but you can send one of your Mayakashis that you control to the graveyard, draw 1 card, or you can banish this card and a zombie monster from your graveyard, and target one Mayakashi in your graveyard to special summon it. So it just helps out more with your graveyard recursion. Speaking of graveyard recursion, 1 Monster Reborn and 2 Book of Lives. just extenders and just to say bring back your zombies and just keep going with your plays. Two called bites to stop your say opponent's hand traps, because I say this deck really does not like hand traps too much. I mean, it doesn't care either too much, but certain plays you really do say want to go off. So called by the grave definitely helps. Say now time. Say your powerful one-offs. One foolish burial, platinum rare, because I kind of like them. One pot of avarice. I know this came back to 3, but one is still just good. I mean, it's just one, because you're doing so much cycling with your graveyard. You're definitely going to have the 5 monsters, and especially with how much dumping you're doing. So definitely a good way to just say recycle your resources back to your deck, and then plus as well also re-encouraging your banished resources buried from a different dimension to say bring back your banished Mizukis to reuse them again. It's just insane. And of course, one for one, another way to easily access your Hajun or say any other level ones that you need in your deck. And then the one trap is the one Mayakashi Metamorphosis. It's just another extender for the graveyard, pretty much. You can discard a card, special summon a Mayakashi back from the graveyard, and then also it gains immunity from targeting. And but you cannot, of course, it has the Mayakashi clause where you cannot special summon monsters besides Mayakashis that turn. So it's just more graveyard extending and just overall just good stuff. Now for the extra deck, we have, of course, the level 7 Black Rose Dragon. And, of course, we have the Shiranui Squire Saga and Shiranui Song Saga. If you want to put in another, say, level 7 Synchro besides Black Rose, go for it. And also, you don't like the Shiranui Synchro, always miss and match. But I really like this, especially the Shiranui stuff. Black Rose Dragon is just a nuke for the field. If you, say, open up your Squire, basically go in second, you can just try to blow up their opponent's boards and just and basically clear out an OTK that turn. So, definitely good with them. Then, of course, we have the not Shiranui, but the Mayakashi Synchros. One wield and 2 poison. These are pretty much your Synchro starters. You go into your wheel and then you go up. And then, of course, we have the 2 winged, the 2 graceful, and the 1 skeletal. Of course, depending on how you want to play, you can mismatch it, do whatever you want. But Mayakashis are always cool because they have the recursion. Like, if this guy gets blown up, he comes back. I say they get an effect. If he blows up, he comes back. They get an effect. It's a pretty cool archetype and an awesome, actually really cool mechanic that way as well. So if your opponent does out your big Mayakashis, some smaller one will come back and do some crazy effects. So definitely definitely really cool mechanic and really cool archetype. Really love them. For your links now, which this is really. So deck's really going to get helped out Master Rule 5 a lot because no longer restricted to link zones, but some link monsters are really still good, especially for zombies. One, let's see, Shiranui's, what was it? Sun Saga Supremacy, that's what it was. This gives your Synchro monsters protection, which is really good, especially because it's basically an all Synchro deck. So definitely good. Vampire Sucker, just a really amazing zombie link. I mean, you have to run it. Though, say Yoko Uno, the Ice Mayakashi, same thing. It give really protection. Also, your opponent cannot target this card for attacks while you control a Synchro monster. And if a Synchro monster in your possession is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you can target one face-up monster on the field. Its attack and defense. It's halved until the end of the turn. So it's something cool. I mean, it's interesting. But then we have the new one, Yoko Ono, the Absolute Ice Mayakashi. This card is kind of crazy. Kind of low-key good for say any zombie deck, honestly, because it's very generic. So negate any activated effects your opponent's banished monsters. So it already shuts down that type of aspect, which especially with the meta, it can always change, so she could become really amazing one day. And also if a monster is special from the graveyard, or a monster's effect is activated in the graveyard, you can target one other face-up monster in the field, change the attack to 0, and then also it negates its effects. So it's insane. It's crazy, especially how much summoning you do from the graveyard. You can just make her combo off from the graveyard, synchro summon a lot, turn off all your monsters' effects off, and also make their attack 0, and then just run them over for an OTK. That's pretty cool. I really like her in the deck. It's really nice. So that is pretty much it for the updated Mayakashi deck. I mean, it's really cool. I know they got a new trap card from one of the special editions. They also got another spell card, but it doesn't really go with the whole theme of. I mean, it's Mayakashi, but I don't think they're that good. But I mean, I always look into them in case I do find a build, especially. But so this has been it. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe like always. And also stay safe and healthy. And until my next video, bye bye.